Howdy, folks. Welcome to this week's Ag Report. So this week we're going to talk about something a little bit special, unique to Ellis County. You know, Ellis County's got a lot of things that we can say we were first in, or it was the first happened here, or notable events. So this week we're going to talk about the Bethel Community Church of Ellis County, Bethel Methodist Church, their Lord's Acre sale. Now you may say, well, I see those all over the place. What's special about that? Well, a couple of things. This year will be their 70th annual sale. It started in 1952. What's unique about that is it was the very first Lord's Acre sale held in the state of Texas. So it was the very first one. Now you may say, what is a Lord's Acre sale and how did that come to be and all of that? So let me give you a little backstory. So Alma Edmondson had been in the eastern part of the United States and had seen this concept going on. She came back. They were landowners here in Ellis County, and she got with J.H. Sims and his wife, Jimmy Sims, and told what she had seen and had this idea. The three of them got together and started the Lord's Acre sale at Bethel. It was in 1952. And the way that this kind of worked, this is a rural farming community. And so in, rural communities, your income doesn't necessarily come at the end of the week or on the 15th and the 30th, okay? It comes about twice a year. You generally will have a spring crop that you can harvest, like oats or wheat or something like that, or you'll have a fall crop like corn or cotton. Cotton was a very big thing. And so the church, trying to raise money to provide the services. In those days, there was a coal furnace in the basement of the church, and so it burned on coal. They had to buy coal. They later got it changed over to butane, so they had to buy butane. You had water bill, and then when electric came through, you had electricity bills and stuff. Not alone, you had to support the pastor and his family. So this sale was created, and in the very beginning, it was called God's Acre Project. And the pastor of the church would go out, community members would donate the proceeds or whatever grew on an acre of land. And so if you were a cotton farmer, they would have a cross with that on it, and they would put that at that 1 acre so that passersby would know that that acre of cotton was going to be donated to the church. If you raised cattle, they would put that cross in the pasture where the cattle were raising. A lot of times folks would bring either a fat calf to auction off, or they would bring some hogs to auction off. There were holding pens there at the tabernacle where folks would drop off the animals to be auctioned off. Maybe you were a homemaker, a lady at home. A lot of those ladies, and I can remember growing up, they would bake cakes and pies. They would quilt afghans and different things, all kind of stuff that they would donate to be auctioned off. Now, at the sale, this isn't like your typical auction that you may go to at an estate sale or something like that, where you're trying to get everything as cheap as possible. The purpose of this sale is to raise money for the church. And so the folks in the community would know that. And so most of the time, these items would bring a good amount of money, because whatever money they give goes back to function for the church for the following year. So it was a great time, in the fall of each year, a fellowship of support for the church. And I can remember, going when those cakes and pies would come up. A lot of times those husbands would kind of get into a little bit of a bidding war. You see, it was bragging rights for the ladies on whose pie brought more money. And so you would kind of see those ladies giving those husbands an elbow if their pie wasn't bringing enough money at that sale. And so it was kind of fun. All of us kids would, go out and play in the trees and that kind of stuff and do what kids do, but the grown-ups would sit there and bid on it. So this year's sale will be October the 15th, Saturday, starts at noon. We're going to show you some pictures as we do this report here. A longtime friend and person that lived in the community did a film. He did a couple of films, and so I've got some still shots that I've converted. These will be from about 1956 to 1958 of the actual sale, and you'll get to see the ladies bringing those quilts in. You will also see sacks of grain that was donated to auction off. There'll be bales of cotton. There are pigs and there are steers being dropped off. You'll see some guys eating the lunch out there sitting in the grass, and then you'll see everybody gathered under the tabernacle there. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for something kind of unique to go to, come by the sale there at Bethel. It's at 534 Bethel Road in Waxahachie, Texas. And be there about noon. The auction usually starts about 1. We'd love to see you. Love you have you support a community church that's been there since 1853. And just one last trivia deal. If y'all have seen the movie Places in the Heart, the dance scene under that tabernacle is the tabernacle I'm talking about. So you can come out and kind of reminisce, watch the movie and go, hey, I remember seeing that in the movie. Y'all take care now.